price expires at midnight. Our this day only prices expire at midnight. Go online and shop our last few hours. Just see all the magnificent designs that we brought you tonight. Jay was saying before the show, like, what an amazing show. One new line find, one amazing piece after the other. And in my wildest dreams, we were going to be able to bring back a Hubei Turquoise, an antique vintage turquoise that is no longer mined. Never imagined we'd bring it back, and certainly not at a one-day only price. We will have matching earrings that are done in that beautiful linear drop. But the size, the presence, the magnitude of this necklace is incredible. And wait till you hear the story of Hubei Turquoise. I didn't even know about this turquoise until I learned everything I knew about Hubei from Jay King.
Well, okay, here's the thing, okay, and the one thing, and I was telling Sarah in the green room before, I don't want everybody to get the idea, don't even get the idea that at any given moment you're gonna be able to buy Hubei Turquoise. It's just not gonna happen. We're down to the last of the last. This is a material that we bought in 2018. I got it just by sheer luck. I mean, sheer luck. One of my partners in one of the businesses that I own, there's 5 of us, we have a turquoise buying consortium that we all pool our money together and we buy turquoise. And, you know, we're able, that way we can, you know, we can afford it. You know, and we all chip in, we all get our wallets and we all do that. Fortunately, he's one of the people that, he belongs to a family that own the original Hubei deposit. The Hubei, they call this antique, they call this vintage turquoise. If you look at this on Orshi. Now, the remaining quantity on these, okay, we cut the last, we had this on one time before, we blew it out, we sold it out. We still had beads in certain stages, certain processes that we were cutting the rough. All we did is we took the remaining material that we had and we finished the last of the necklaces that didn't make the first showing of this. If they would have made the first showing, you wouldn't be seeing this right now. So don't think that you're gonna see Hubei Turquoise in this size down the road. You just won't see it. This material is so collectible. When you look at, and what makes Hubei is this. Look at all the different colors of this material.
Let me hold this up next to the necklace so you can see
all the different colors. There's all these different colors.
You'll see greens, you'll see blues, different matrixes, a lot of coppery colors.
This is wild. Now, these specimens that she's showing here, that Sarah's showing you, these are my specimens from the 70s. Wow. These are in my collection from the 70s. And the reason I'm showing you is this is the material that I collected in the late 70s. And this is the same material that you're seeing here. That's,
so could you buy Hubei today?
No. And that's what I'm saying, okay? The reason that we got this material, we got it from, it was a private stash from one of the original miners. Now me, as a Westerner, the chance of me buying this rough that made this necklace are literally zero. Zero. I never would have been able to get it if it wasn't for my friend and partner's family connections. You wouldn't be seeing this right now. That's why you don't see it in Tucson. You don't see it anywhere, right? If you're a collector and you really like to have
1 ounce of Hubei.
If you like to have things that are really unique and you like things that are very collectible and you like things that are very special, and if you have a turquoise collection and you yet don't have Hubei yet, this might be one of the very last opportunities that you'll have. I have a few pieces sprinkled throughout, through July of Hubei, but they're very small quantities. It's just what I have left off of being able to get that one private stash.
If someone said, could you do a today's special in Hubei?
Oh,
you would not have
Oh, no, it'd be impossible.
The quantity.
I'd do it.
Because this is from your private collection.
No, I'd do it in a minute. I'm just showing you this material right now that we got. These specimens are my specimens from the 70s.
Right.
That's how old these are. These were in my showcase. These were in my specimen case. And this is the same material. I'm just trying to show you the same, that it's the exact same material.
Right.
This was actually mined in the 70s, maybe early 80s. You can't really tell. That they closed the mine. The government came in and closed the mine in the early 80s.
Quick update for everybody. The matching earrings already sold out.
We didn't even show those yet.
Never even got to those, but they look gorgeous on Orshi. congratulations. Back to the necklace, which I do anticipate also selling out. It's sold out very, very early. The last time this was presented, it's the first time we've had it back, and it's the perfect time to dive in. This is our Tucson Gem event. We bring out some of the most rare, some of the most unique, some of the most exclusive finds. I dare you to look for Hubei Turquoise out there. If and when you could find it from another private collector like Jay, which I highly doubt you will, you would never find it anywhere near this affordable price,
they don't
right?
even, you know, like...
Does anyone even make Hubei Turquoise jewelry?
Well, here's the deal, okay, with this material. One of the things that I've learned as a designer and a manufacturer, you can't manufacture something if you don't have the material, okay? The first thing is you have to secure the material. You also have to secure the quality of the material that this is. Both of those are virtually impossible to do. That's why you don't do it. You might see somebody like me that has, you might have a kilo in your private collection, right? But that's it. This is really rare. They actually call it antique or vintage turquoise. And what makes this material so fascinating, so it's really, it's the first material, turquoise material that came out of China, right, onto the commercial market. What really makes it unique, and this dates all the way back to the 70s, what makes it so unique and so special, it's not really a China story as much as it's an American story. This was the first bridge of material. Just prior to this, China was a closed society. They opened up Shenzhen, that was a trading area, right? That was the first time that actually as a Westerner, you could actually go into China. That wasn't that long ago, guys. If you look at it in time, it wasn't that long ago when as a Westerner, you weren't allowed to travel, only certain very limited properties. You also weren't allowed to trade or do anything. It was American miners. There was people, they knew about turquoise, they knew they had this, but they didn't know how to mine it, they didn't know how to finish it, they didn't know how to market it. So it was American miners and lapidaries that came from New Mexico, that came from Arizona, that came from Colorado, and that came from Nevada. And the miners that went over there, Americans are the ones that actually went over. They showed them how to mine it. They developed the market for them, showed them how to market it. They showed them how to work it, how to finish it. Otherwise, this would have never come to fruition. So for us to find this, we found this in 2018. I was in shock when they showed it. I mean, it's literally, it's his uncle. Now, you have to understand, uncle is a term where it's a close relationship, and they do it by age, right? But my friend is a member of the Chu family. The Chu family actually was the family that controlled the Hubei turquoise from the get-go. They were the ones that were the power in the province. They were the ones that actually mined it. And this was one of the original miners, the original partners, his uncle. This was his private stash. And I have pictures of Simon when he's in his 30s at the Hubei mine with the American friends I was talking about. And then we have pictures of him in 2018 where he's this old man, he's gray, but you can tell it's Simon. And so, I mean, it shows that, and he's back at the mine at the same place so that you can see that, I mean, the time. And now, as a Westerner, this is something that's very interesting. At that particular, the door that he's standing at, that particular place he's at. Do you know, as a Westerner, I wouldn't even be allowed to go in there. I wouldn't even be able to take that photo. So it's really, really exclusive.
So it hasn't been mined in 30 plus years or so.
Right, yeah, this was mined late 70s, early 80s, and then the mine was shut down. So all that material came from that period. So if you own this,
you have something that is what is truly considered a vintage or antique turquoise.
It's not
being currently mined.
No, it hadn't been mined for over 30 years.
And they've never found any other turquoise like this with that beautiful combination of colors and the matrix.
If you're educated in turquoise, right, and you don't even have to have a real high education in turquoise rough, this is one of the easiest turquoise rough materials because it's so unique and so different to actually identify. People that are in the know that collect turquoise, when you have this in your collection, they'll go up and say, that's Hubei, or I can't believe you have Hubei.
They can spot Hubei across the room. So if you do go to the Tucson Gem Show, I'll tell you what you should be wearing. Wear a Hubei turquoise necklace,
You'll
and
get
then
a lot of
wait
comments.
to see how many people come up to you, how many compliments you get, or how many gem collectors are in absolute awe. Even if this is one of your first pieces from Jay, why not start with one of the most rare, one of the most highly desired and sought after turquoise stones in his entire collection. Every time we bring in Hubei, it sells out very, very quickly. It's from his private collection. There isn't really anywhere else you could find anything like it. And I think that's what makes it so special,
again,
right?
Okay, look, I have what
Very
I call,
limited now.
what I call my man cave, okay? I call it my studio so my wife will leave me alone, okay? But it's my own little separate thing, okay? It's where I go to kind of like zone out, zone in. And I'm doing, one of the projects I'm working on, the whole thing is full of projects, right, that I do. One of the projects I'm doing is I'm cataloging all my turquoise. I have shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves of turquoise rough. This is in my private collection. This actually is in my showcases. Okay, and
show that to everybody again.
what is one of the defining factors is that when I look at my shelves of turquoise, there are more turquoises on that shelf that are no longer available than turquoises that actually I have stock on that are available. So it's a limited resource. This is the best thing you can do is you actually, and you can see this is what makes Hubei Hubei, is you won't see this in any other turquoise. Well, look at
so vibrant.
Look at the vibrant. Look at the.
It takes the polish so well.
Look at the character. Look at the main thing is look at the character of the material.
Yeah.
This is all a natural turquoise. You'll never ever see another turquoise that looks like this. Hubei is Hubei.
Each stone is different. Each necklace is different. If you order 2 or 3 of these, which I would suspect that would be a wonderful idea as well if you want to give these as gifts to a fellow gem lover, if you're someone who loves gemstones, if you love J. King, if you love turquoise, this is a perfect opportunity for you.
If you love unique, if you love things that are collectible, this is something you really need to seriously consider. Oh,
I think you're going to be so thrilled that you added this to your collection. So congratulations, everyone. We'll tell you when that sells out. Don't wait, because that price goes up at midnight, and it also goes up as well on our today's special.
The key thing is